Okay, I think I'm ready now, and to be honest, this has been a video that I've really been dreading to make, but I just want to explain some sad news that I've had to go through, Martin's had to go through, my family have had to go through, and I know I don't owe an explanation to anyone. People will be like, you know, you don't have to do this video, but I feel like doing this video for me as a person kind of gives me closure a little bit on the situation. And as always, I'm open and honest with you guys on YouTube about my personal life struggles, struggles that I have with cars and stuff I do with cars. Obviously that's the main reason I started this channel, was for cars, but of course I am a person behind the videos. This is me, and this is something that obviously I don't want to share, but I just want to explain as to where I've been. And so we're going to start the video off with some sad news, and then we're going to get to the good news, kind of better stuff towards the end of this video. Okay, so unfortunately I've got some sad news. Getting a bit kind of nervous about to talk about this, but I'm not going to get upset, I'll try not to. Just over a week ago now we had to put my dog to sleep, Tia. It came quite unexpected to me. She was only 11 years old. Basically, in a couple of videos ago I said that Tia was ill, paid for an x-ray, which isn't cheap for a dog, but you know, I wanted to do anything I could for that dog. The x-ray results showed that she only had bronchitis, which I was told would be cured by medication basically. With that, they sent me and Tia away, and I gave her the medication. They wanted her to come in for a checkup, which I brought Tia in for a checkup at the vet's. The vet said to me if you noticed any changes with Tia, and I said yeah, her breathing seems to be like quite deep and harsh breathing, and they just said that's probably a side effect because of the medication. So I thought okay, cool, and that. We weaned her off the medication as advised obviously by the vet, and then one Sunday morning she basically just looked at me and she was really struggling to breathe. It was really like wheezy. And obviously being a Sunday, the vets aren't open, so I phoned up an emergency vet. We went there and she literally told me like, this is the end, and I was like, but I thought she was meant to be on the mend, like where's all this come from? They couldn't even hear her heart when they listened to her chest, which was really worrying. Obviously she had a heart in there. Anyway, to cut a long story short and stuff, we went to the emergency vets twice on a Sunday, once in the afternoon when she said this isn't looking good, which was quite surprising. And then we ended up going of an evening. My poor mum and dad, they'd spent the whole day at the NEC for Crufts, and I was phoning them in tears saying, you know, the dog's not well, and bless them, they rushed all the way home, got to me about 8 o'clock, and then yeah, we had to go back to the emergency vets again, where they did a really quick ultrasound, and basically she had fluid around her heart, which is why they couldn't hear her heart. I wasn't expecting them to even give Tia an ultrasound, I was just expecting the worst. So as soon as I got to the vets that evening and they said, oh, we want to give her an ultrasound straight away, I thought there might have been a tiny bit of hope, but in the back of my mind, or in most of my mind, I thought this is probably going to be the end. Then when they said about what they found on the ultrasound, it was going to have to be the end. Oh god, this is hard. Yeah, and with that we had to put her to sleep. God, why is this so hard? Right, don't cry, come on, be brave. So luckily when the process happened, I was there, Martin was there, my mum and dad, so I'm really blessed that they were there. And yeah, that evening we had to say goodbye to Tia. Like I said, the whole end came as such a shock. She got worse over a couple of days, and I was never told she had anything. She had fluid around her heart, so it was very unexpected, but I don't want to keep talking about it. You know, I'm sorry if this is making anyone else upset. If you maybe never had a dog and you've never been through a situation, you might not understand why I'm so upset and stuff, but I'd had that dog since I was 17. She was only 11 years old. I thought she'd live for a couple more years yet, but I wanted to put her to sleep knowing what was wrong, and not possibly put to sleep a healthy dog, and it turned out she obviously wasn't healthy, so at least I know what was wrong with her before she then went. So yeah, with that, I was meant to finish my last week at my last job. I obviously didn't. Martin stayed at home with me for a few days, and I have been through the whole loss of a dog before. You know, I've grown up with pet dogs in my family household. They've put animals to sleep. I've never physically been there to see that process happen, but I've you know, grieved before for animals. But with Tia it's totally different, because she was my my own dog. I don't have kids, and she was like my daughter. She was, and she'd been through everything with me. Yeah. So we're going to get on to the bit better stuff. I'm just smiling to try and put on a brave face for all this. So a couple of days or so went by and we kept coming back to this house, and I hated coming home because she wasn't here. In mine and Martin's relationship, there was a third person. There was Tia the dog, because she was such a lively, she's a staffy, she was bright, very bouncy, energetic, always in your face, my shadow literally. So after a few days, I know that when my family have lost a dog, they kind of go and get another dog within a couple of days, because that really helps your mind to focus on something. I didn't have anything here to focus on. Obviously I wasn't doing the YouTube, I wasn't in work. I had a little kind of light look online to see what dogs and puppies were around. Here he is now. We do have another addition to the family, thank goodness, as I needed to love something else. And Martin, bless him, he absolutely hated dogs when I first met him. He came into me in Tia's life, and he always knew that Tia was my dog, although he loved her as well. Isn't it, hey? So Martin always felt like Tia was never his own dog, which she never was. But now, he's crying for the attention of the camera. We now have this little puppy, and this is a Shih Tzu. So I wanted to, if I was going to get another dog, I wanted to make sure it was never going to be a straight replacement for Tia, and obviously he's not a replacement for Tia. But obviously he is a totally different breed. So my parents have got Shih Tzus, just a bit of background. He's a little boy, Tia was a girl, so again, just really different dog. And he's obviously a puppy. How old are you now? About 12 weeks, 13 weeks. His name's Buster. Me and Martin both called him Buster. Also having this puppy, he's really chilled compared to Tia when she was a puppy. He's quite a good boy really, and as he tries to bite my finger with those sharp puppy teeth. But because he's going to be smaller than Tia, we plan on really taking him out and about with us to car shows, you know, cafes and stuff, because he's going to be a bit more easier to manage than boisterous Tia that was. But I wanted to make sure if I got another dog that it would be totally different to Tia, and he sure is. So yeah, really happy to have Buster in our lives. Martin's totally gone with him. I'm getting there. When I went to look at him, bless him, he was the last puppy left, and the woman must have thought I was so ungrateful, but I did previously explain that I've literally just lost like my soulmate of a dog. So bear with me if I'm not over the moon to see this puppy, but I do love him. Although he's here obviously at home, the house definitely isn't the same without Tia. Her ashes are here in front of me, so I can feel her presence, and obviously I can remember her being in certain rooms of the house. But yeah, we have Buster now, and yeah, hopefully onwards and upwards with him. But Tia will always be in my mind and in my heart. Won't she, Buster? He doesn't like it that I'm talking about another dog. Recently started a new job. Couldn't, like I say, finish off my last week at my previous job because of the loss of Tia. A couple of days into my new job now, my mind's a bit all okay to do that, to go back to work and that. A new job, fresh start. Don't worry about Buster though, he does get looked after during the day, of course he does. So yeah, really happy to have another dog. He's not actually that naughty, he's quite well behaved as he bites my finger. So yeah, you used to see a bit of Tia in the videos and these kind of sit down videos, so it's nice to have another dog in one of these videos as well. So you'll probably see more of Buster, to be honest, than Tia, just because he's more of a kind of livable dog than Tia was as such. Unfortunately I've lost Tia. We have got little Buster now, and I have started my new job. Also got a couple of bits of car news to tell you, which I'll leave for a bit more of an upbeat video. I'm really sorry this has been a sad kind of video. I know I didn't have to explain myself, but I felt like I wanted to. I didn't quite cry on camera. But yeah, if you've ever lost a dog, then you'll understand, hopefully, where I'm coming from. But yeah, thanks for watching this video. I'm really sorry it's been a bit sad and mopey roundy, but that's where I've been. I've basically been grieving and crying, and obviously settling a little puppy into our lives now. Thanks for watching. I do have another video coming up with some car news in shortly after this one, so stick around for that one. Sorry it's been sad. I didn't ever expect to make a video like this, and thanks for watching this one though. Thank you guys, and thanks for the supports and messages that I've had on my social medias where I first announced the loss of Tia. I've had some nice kind words, so thank you very much. Yeah, look at you there, boy. Posing for your first YouTube cameo.